What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Man up here. Decided to make a quick video about, a recap of the Texans versus the Colts and an upcoming game, Texans versus the Jets. Now, starting with the Colts, I thought that was, a good game to keep us humble. You know what I'm saying? To let us know, hey, we had a 9-game winning streak. Yeah, it's over. That's great. And, it's time to learn from this lesson and move on. Now, kind of going inside that Colts game, the Colts got us good. T.Y. Hilton burnt us like crazy. 199 yards with 3 touchdowns. I believe it was 2 or 3 touchdowns, something like that. He got us like crazy. And I still look at it as like, we only lost the game by 3 points. We shut down their running game basically. Their running game was damn near non-existent. They shut our running game down too a little bit. They stopped Hopkins, he didn't have a good game. And it is what it is. I think that was a good game, a lesson learned to make sure our head is not stuck in the clouds anywhere, and that's a good game, I'm not taking anything away from the Colts because they won. Congratulations to them. Wish we would have won because they would have put us in second place because the Patriots lost to the Dolphins. They're 9-4. Now we're 9-4. If we would have won, we could have been 9-3. But oh well, it is what it is. Clowney jumped outside. Andrew Luck got him with a hard count, and it is what it is. I'm not blaming Clowney for nothing. We all done it. White have done it before. Clowney, that's not his first time. We all done it. It is what it is. It's a competitive nature sport. But, we lost the game. We win as a team, we lose as a team. I don't like to blame 1 or 2 people, for it. Unless it's just something that's just outrageous, ridiculous. Like if Deshaun Watson would threw like 3 or 4 interceptions, yeah, I would have blamed him for that. Something like that, then yeah. But back to what I was saying, that was a good game. It's a game to keep us humble, to keep us from putting our heads in the cloud, keep us from thinking that we're the shit, can nobody fuck with us, stuff like that. That was a good game. Now, on to the Jets. We got the Jets coming up next. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And, I think with the Jets, we're gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see the Jets doing anything to stop us. I don't really see the Jets doing anything to really compete. Now, I'm not saying they can't. Anybody can win on any given day. It is what it is. And I think that with this game coming up on a Saturday, which by the way, I'm surprised we're playing a game on a Saturday. But, whatever. With this game coming up this coming Saturday, tomorrow actually, I think, we get our heads back, get our head back in the game, we'll stay humble, what I'm saying? Nobody's really, talking bad about, our weak winning streak, as a lot of people want to call it, the weakest 9-game winning streak ever. Well, I'm getting off subject a little bit. If it's so weak, how come nobody else has ever done it in the history of the NFL? That just goes to show further what a lot of us be talking about, how Houston sports, not just the Texans, Houston sports gets no respect. If it's so weak, how come nobody has ever done that before? Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about here. So I'm just trying to get over and they won't let me over, rat bastards. Anyway. getting back to the Jets, I think we're going to get back to our good solid running game. And the last 3 games, I don't know if anybody ever noticed this, but the last 3 games, DeAndre Hopkins haven't had a touchdown in 3 games. Against the Titans, against the Browns, and against the Colts. Even though we beat the Browns and the Colts, blew both of those teams out, but he didn't have a touchdown in those 3 games. I don't know if anybody paid attention to that. But if you didn't, now you know. And another thing that I was thinking about is this. All of our losses so far this season has been by a touchdown or less. It's been by 1 score. You know what I'm saying? So I think, we can compete with anybody. A lot of people saying, oh, you don't want to see the Chiefs in the playoffs because they got a winning record. Well, guess what? The 2 teams that they faced with good, solid defenses, they lost. The Rams and just now the Chargers, they lost. So I do want to see them. You know what? I'm the type of person, I want to see anybody. I don't care who you is. Like to quote the great Ric Flair, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. You know what I'm saying? In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And with that being said, I don't care who I face. I'm ready to dominate. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, though, I think what the Texans are going to do now is going to end up showing everybody that, look, we're for real. I think Demaryius Thomas, it looks like he's still kind of struggling with the playbook a little bit. Not as much as he once was, but it looked like he's struggling with the playbook a little bit. And then that's fine. You expect that. I'm not trying to make no excuses. But it is what it is. He'll get it. He's a veteran. He'll get it. He'll make things happen. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the top speed that he used to have. Of course, that comes with age. And of course, that comes with playing this very physical game, as much as he have. But, he's wiser in the game. He knows how to get the separation he needs. But also, too, with that being said, is that with this Jets game coming up, I think our run game is going to be solid. I also think that the Jets is not going to be able to stop our run game. I don't think they're going to be able to try to stop Deshaun Watson as well. And I think Hopkins is finna get back on the winning football track. Nobody's going to be able to nobody on the Jets is going to be able to slow us down. Because if you look at with that Colts game, we had Joe Webb, our third string quarterback. Say that 3 times fast. Our third string quarterback playing wide receiver because we didn't have any more wide receivers. It's like, that was crazy. I've never seen that crap before. I mean, even last year when we suffered so many injuries, we was 3-13, I think, 2-14, 3-13, one of them. It's like, it was ridiculous for us. But, and like I said, I'm not making no excuses. We lost the game. It's just how it goes. You win and you lose. Injuries is a part of any sport. I'm not making no excuses. It is what it is. But, but we're going to make some things happen in this game. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Had to make a little pit stop. All right, now back to what I was talking about. I don't think that the Jets could be able to stop our running game. Now, I know they got a good young quarterback, Sam Darnold. I think that's his name. I forgot what his name was, but they got a decent young quarterback. And I'm not really hating on the Jets. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Texan fan through and through. I know you see Rockets right here, but That should give you some indication about I'm a fan of Houston sports. But I think that we finna get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Keep pace. You know, to keep our playoff position. And I don't know if anybody ever noticed it, but every time the Texans made the playoffs, we've never been a wild card. We always been division leaders. And if we win this Jets game, this will be the most game on the Bill O'Brien that we've ever won. Now, I'm also making a debate on this. A lot of people might disagree with me, and that's fine. But I think this is the best season we've ever had, and I know we still got 3 or 4 more games left. And the reason why I'm putting it like that is this. I know you're going to say, well, man up. That ain't true. The Texans have won 12 games before in a season. And that's true. But guess what? We've never won 9 games straight. The most we've ever won straight was 5. We've never won 9 straight. So that's the reason why I'm putting it like that. And it could be better if we win these last games, you know, and do become 12-4. So I think that we're going to end up, you know, getting back on track, because we got the Jets, the Eagles, and then the Jaguars. Jets, Eagles, and Jaguars. Now, for me, I wasn't so much worried about the Colts, and I'm not saying that, you know, we should have beat them or blah, 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 or we're going to win nothing. I'm not saying none of that stuff. But to me, the biggest game that I'm worried about is the Eagles. Not just because they're former Super Bowl champions, because they're really not out of the playoffs in the NFC East. They're really not. And they're going to try to make that push to get into it. Because I was watching Good Morning Football 2-3 days ago. And they showed the Giants are not just 1.5 games back. No, 2 games back out of the playoff picture. And out of winning the NFC East, excuse me. But they will need a lot of help to make that happen. And the Eagles got a better record than the Giants. And so the Eagles are trying to make things happen. So my personal opinion, I'm more worried about the Eagles game than any other game. That was a game I was worried about all season, was the Eagles game. No other game. Now, I also think that with this Jets game coming up, I think Deshaun Watson needs to stop holding on to the ball as much. I think that's one of the factors that, you know, like I said, when you win as a team, you lose as a team. Yeah, you could say Clowney jumped outside. Well, guess what? A lot of those passing plays, Deshaun Watson was holding on the ball just a little bit too long sometimes. And that can cause you the game sometimes. They can cost you the game. And a lot of those plays, passing plays, he was holding on to the ball way too long. John Madden once said it. On average, you have 2.5 seconds to get the ball out your hand. And he's right. You have, on average, 2.5 seconds. So you get that ball out your hand. Hey, just get out the pocket and throw the ball away. You know what I'm saying? Don't take a sack. Don't try to make all the spectacular plays. And he'll learn that. You know what I'm saying? He haven't played a full season yet. Like last season, you know, he came in the second half of the first game, which was against the Jaguars. And he only played a good 6 or 7 games. Something like that. And he was out for the rest of the season with his knee injury. And so far this year, you know, he's doing good. You know, so he haven't played full. He'll get it. You know, Bill O'Brien will work with him. I know it. You know, so, you know, he's still a young quarterback. He's developing. You know, a lot of young players. Even, you know, you're playing backyard football, backyard basketball. You know, you at the park playing. Everybody want to make the big play, but he'll figure that out. Just give him time. He'll learn. Just dump it down in the flat sometimes. Sometimes you ain't got to run for a whole 30 yards. Sometimes just run for like 5 or 10 yards, get that first down and get out of bounds or slide or whatever. He'll get it. Now, I think if he stopped holding on the ball so long, I think if he, make quicker decisions sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he do make good, quick, snap decisions, which is good. I think we'll make something happen. Dang it! I thought I could turn, but can't. You probably see that the turning light above me. That's why I'm paying attention to traffic while I'm driving and talking. At least I'm not texting and driving. But I think with and then also too, I know what Bill O'Brien is doing by calling a whole lot of run plays, which is good, I guess you could say. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad. It's it's one of those in-betweeners. It's good if it works. It kind of sucks if it doesn't. One of those iffy things, in my personal opinion. And I get it, it's more to protect Deshaun Watson, in the past plays and all that stuff. Because at the beginning of the season, he was getting hit a lot, and that's understandable. And also, too, it takes pressure off of him as well to try to have to make those big plays. To get him to try to understand, hey, just dump it down in the flat. Run it back wide open, tight end wide open. Dump it down to 2 or 3 yards, get those 2 or 3 yards. Instead of, try to make something happen every single time. So my personal opinion is this. I think we're gonna, get back on the winning track. I think we should win these next 3 games. And then we're gonna try to see what's gonna end up happening in the playoffs. Now, if you're asking me, I know nobody have asked, but if you're gonna ask who I want to face in the playoffs, first is the Patriots. The reason why I'm saying the Patriots, because see that tends to be our nemesis in the playoffs. Because our first time we ever went to the playoffs, we won. We beat the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals, and then we lost to the Ravens. Then the next time we went, we beat the Bengals again, lost to the Patriots. Then we went again, we lost first round against the Chiefs. Then when we went a couple seasons ago, we beat the Raiders, and then went to the next round, we lost to the Patriots. So we're losing to the Patriots more often in the playoffs than anybody else, and I just want to right the ship, get a playoff win against them. You know what I'm saying? Right the ship, I guess you want to say. And then also too, after that, play the Chiefs. Now I don't know how the playoff scheduling is going to work right now, but that's just who I want to face first in the playoffs. It's the Patriots, to get a little bit of payback, I guess you could say. Now I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, but before I do, I just want to say this here. I think we're gonna get back on track. We're gonna win this game. I think we're gonna win the next 3. And like I said, that loss against the Colts kept us humble. Well, made us get back humble, I guess you could say. I know Bill O'Brien was doing what he could to keep our head out the clouds, keep us from thinking we big shit when we just another team in the NFL. Trying to go to the ultimate goal, which is win a Super Bowl, just like everybody else. So, and I think has done a good job of doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and by saying this here, we go Texans. We'll see what happens on Saturday afternoon, not Saturday night, but Saturday afternoon football. And this is your boy Man Up. I'm now finna go ahead and change my my videos to Man Up Sports TV. Sorry, I'm trying to find a place to park real quick. So, this is your boy Man Up. I'm signing off for Man Up Sports TV. Talk to dudes. I'll holler at you.